Boom! What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, CEO, MTS Nutrition at Armada Nutrition, alongside the big dog here,
Brent Laffey.
Launching the first ever collaboration with Armada Nutrition, Carbon Culture Gyms in Tennessee, and also MTS Nutrition. This is Sniper, the most transparent pre-workout ever created. You saw it from talking about it. We weren't even gonna do it. We decided to do it while doing a video about manufacturing, to actually formulating a pre-workout, to we were just gonna make, and then why don't we launch this? People are gonna want this. To making the greatest tasting, most transparent, most effective pre-workout, in my opinion, that has ever been created. Now, Brent, we can go over the ingredients, but the ingredients in here are so simple, yet so effective, and we thought beyond with simple tweaks that'll make it better. For example, L-CITRULLINE. Like, you look at citrulline malate. Citrulline malate is generally gonna be blended.
Yeah, exactly.
So citrulline is what's working. Malic acid, all the studies on citrulline malate are on the bonded. That's when they actually bond the malic acid with the citrulline. But not what you're getting on the market. A lot of times citrulline malate, they're just taking a cheap malic acid and they're blending it with citrulline. And so you're getting less citrulline. If it's 1-to-1, you're getting half as much. So we went with the straight citrulline, which is an amazing pump product, and that helps with your vasodilation, with your hemodilation, getting all the blood going to your muscles, right?
Yeah, and we went 5 grams, and I mean, I think part of the reason too is like, you want 5 grams of straight citrulline. So if you're gonna do a 1-to-1 or 2-to-1, you have 5 grams of citrulline, you could have potentially up to 5 grams of malic acid. Not only is a lot of it probably blended, but that's not good on your gut.
No.
So we're doing straight citrulline, pure 5 grams of it. It's gonna give you everything you need, and we just did it right, I think, by picking a pure form and a high dose.
Yeah, and then for the other portion of the pump, I want water in the muscle. I want to get hydration in the muscle. That's where the glycosize comes in, which is 65% glycerol, which is a higher concentration glycerol powder, which again, look at the gut issue, you can use a lot less. You only have to use 2 grams as opposed to way more than that for a 10% or a 20%. And this, think about it. I look at it as blood and water. Okay, citrulline, nice blood flow. And when you put in the glycosize, boom, you got the hydration within the muscle cell.
Yeah, it's going to expand the cell. It's going to help with the pump. It's obviously going to bring the vasodilation even to the next step.
5 grams of CREAPURE. Look, creatine, as long as you get 5 grams throughout the day, you're good. But I would forget to take that.
Yeah, I do all the time, and I think that's what I mean. It goes in well with the pre-workout. It's a very cost-effective ingredient. That's probably the most, out of all the supplements, probably the most proven ingredient out there right now outside of protein. So why not have it in your pre-workout? Everybody needs it, women, men, and then the whole bloating and water issue is kind of nonsense. If you're in shape and you want to be in shape, creatine is going to add and is going to help. It should be in your pre-workout.
Does this man look bloated?
Comment below.
No, don't tell him to comment. Trust me, that's a bad move. So 2 grams of taurine. Taurine is a nice, inexpensive add-on that adds the volumization, adds some performance recovery. I mean, taurine is just a good ingredient. It's something I like throwing in pre-workouts because it's effective and it adds to the effect of the other ingredients.
100%. Can't go wrong with it.
BETAINE anhydrous, strength and power. We got a full 1.5 gram serving. I like BETAINE. It's one of those things you throw in there. Good data behind it. Can't go wrong.
Yeah, great studies behind it. Good full dose. So again, on the label, 1.5 grams.
So caffeine, coming from green coffee bean and guarana. Now, you might be like, well, caffeine. No, caffeine isn't caffeine. Okay, these are natural sources, which means that they kind of absorb at a different rate. So caffeine, the straight up caffeine anhydrous, boom, it hits, you crash. We want this to take them throughout the workout.
Yeah, and I mean also too is like coming from coffee, the polyphenols, there is no doubt that people who've compared drinking coffee at the caffeine level, they've had synthetic caffeine. It honestly is almost a mood enhancement. I think the polyphenols really cognitively help people, prevents a crash. It's a much better feeling, especially at the levels when you're getting into 225, 250, 300 milligrams of caffeine. I think this is a great choice. And we also didn't feel the need to go to 300 milligrams. We think with the coffee and you're getting a better feeling from it, we put it down in the 250 range.
And with the added stuff, we keep it at 250. We don't need to overload your caffeine. L-theanine, when combined with caffeine, is known as smart energy. It brings down the nervous system effects. You don't get the jitters, you don't get all crazy, and it gives you more of a focused energy from that caffeine. which is why I love theanine. I'm a huge
You
fan.
almost got to pair them always together, I believe, really. I mean, there's such a big difference when you take them individually and don't have the other, so it's a no-brainer.
Absolutely. Actually, it's a big brainer. So anyway, last but not least, PANAX ginseng. This is great. Mental acuity, good data on it, just helping with your focus. And when you look at a pre-workout, you want the energy, you want the pump, you want the muscle building side effects of all these awesome ingredients, right? All these muscle building effects, the power, the strength, but we also want to be able to focus on that weight, get through that set, get that 12th rep when you only were supposed to get 10. And that's where ginseng is a nice little, boom, puts a little icing on your cake.
Exactly. Couldn't be well put. And I mean, we've beta tested this. We put it in front of people who've taken a lot of pre-workouts. I think the biggest thing about this is it hits you. You know you've taken something that's got you focused, but I honestly felt very level through the whole workout. And even after the workout, I didn't feel a crash. Usually when your endorphins kind of settle, you kind of almost hit that low. Honestly, it almost like you want to go back into the gym. So we definitely want you guys to experience something that we've experienced, been playing around with it for a couple months, and we're pumped to get it out.
Speaking of endorphins, I'm hyped to launch this. It's launching next week. Carbon Culture in Murfreesboro on the 19th from 12 to 4. We have a huge grand opening. It's going to be amazing. Brandon Curry's there, a bunch of other IFBB pros. Yeah. But I mean, when he's Mr. Olympia, he's the only one we need to mention. All right, guys, so check it out. Sniper, it's right here, coming right at you. All right, we appreciate you watching, man. This is Brent, Armada Nutrition.
Time to get back to work. We gotta go.
And that's not a game.